Hi there guys, I'm Nikhil from GreedyTech and this is the unboxing of the Oneplus 6T. So guys, this is the box and this is a successor to the Oneplus 6 which was launched just like 6 months ago, and it is bringing a lot of cool features like the new water drop design, in-display fingerprint scanner, a bigger battery, and it is missing out on the audio jack. So let's unbox this phone and see what this new 6T has to offer. Now this is the same old box from OnePlus. There's no T anywhere on the front and we have some kind of a label with OnePlus community information. I'll have to remove that. Let me just peel the sticker off. So this is the OnePlus community tagline. They are bragging about their community and how they listen to them. So this is the box and there is no seal to it. So let's just open it up. By the way, this phone is sold in 3 variants. Base variant starts at 38,000 rupees for 6GB of RAM and 128GB of storage. And the next variant is priced at 42,000 rupees for 8GB of RAM and 128GB of storage. Final variant is priced at 46,000 rupees for 8GB of RAM and 126GB of storage. Now this phone will be sold online exclusively on Amazon.in and OnePlus official website. And they have partnered up with many offline stores, so you might be able to buy it even in an offline store. Now this phone will be available in 2 colors, mirror black and midnight black, and sadly for the base variant only the mirror black is available. I really wanted to get the midnight black, but that simply was not available. So this is the phone. I'll just put it aside for a second and come back to the rest of the things. By the way, this is the retail box. In a review unit you probably get a red box instead of a white one over here. Now inside this box, let's see what we get. So we have lots of documentation. Oh, it's a box with some documentation. Just how am I supposed to open this? First we have the SIM card ejector, a pretty nice packaging, safety information, a very quick information guide which will open in a minute. And finally we have some more information about the community which they are simply bragging once again. Now this is a quick start guide which can also be used like a poster. So okay, let me just, I'm not able to fit this poster kind of a thing into the camera. So this is how it looks. It says unlock the speed, never settle, OnePlus at the top. And on the back we have some quick information, how the SIM card tray looks like, all the button placement and all. So let me just put these things aside. As always, box packaging is really impressive. And this is a soft silicone case that we get, really appreciated. Next we have a letter from Pete, the CEO of OnePlus, and this is how we open it. And here's the message. Next we have the 20 watts dash charger. For some reason on their official website they have stopped using the word dash, but they did write about it over here. I'll talk about it in a minute. Next we have a Type-C charging cable, and finally here's the adapter for audio jack. So this is a Type-C to audio jack adapter. Now this is a famous dash charger from OnePlus with a maximum output of 20 watts. Now this is definitely one of the most highlighting features of OnePlus phones, as you can charge your phone at a constant rate even while you're using the phone or not using the phone. And unlike other phones which offer fast charging, your phone will not heat up while charging the phone. So that's another great thing about dash charging, which many people seem to have forgotten these days. Anyway, coming back to the phone, this is how it looks on the front, right out of the box. And this is how it looks on the back. We have a sticker over here with some warning information, NFC information, and how the SIM card tray looks like. Just peel that off. Next we have another sticker with IMEI number information. I really suggest you to remove that as well. Now this is how the mirror black looks like. Really stunning, but as I've said, I really wish I got the midnight black at the same price. Now on the front we have another sticker showing you where the fingerprint scanner is, and it says, to maximize the performance of our in-display fingerprint sensor, we recommend you using screen protector from OnePlus or official partners. So that's what the sticker says. Now let's have a quick physical overview and then check out the specs. On the back, this phone is a complete 3D curved glass, probably from Corning, and at the top it is a dual camera setup with a 16 megapixel primary camera with f1.7 aperture, with Sony IMX519 sensor with face detection autofocus, optical image stabilization and electronic image stabilization. Following that is a 20 megapixel secondary camera with Sony IMX376K sensor with f1.7 aperture and face detection autofocus. Now following that is the dual LED flash, Oneplus branding, and at the bottom it says designed by Oneplus. Now on the front it is a massive 6.41-inch optic AMOLED display with a new 19.5:9 aspect ratio with a new water drop design, protected by a 2.5D curved Corning Gorilla Glass 6 with 91.5% screen to body ratio with Full HD Plus resolution and 402 ppi. Now inside that water drop design, it is a 16 megapixel front facing camera with f2.0 aperture and Sony IMX371 sensor. If you look closely, you can also find the proximity and ambient sensor just above the front facing camera, and above the front facing camera we also have the earpiece with a very small grill at the top, and it also comes with a free screen guard pre-applied. And according to OnePlus, using some unauthorized screen guards or tempered glass might affect the performance of the in-display fingerprint scanner. So for now, it's better to use the screen guard. Now coming to the sides, on the right side it has the alert slider followed by the power button. On the left side it has a SIM card tray housing 2 nano SIM slots along with the volume rocker. At the top it has just a secondary microphone for noise cancellation, and at the bottom we have 2 speaker grills with a Type-C charging port at the center. On the left side it is a mono speaker, and on the right side it is a primary microphone. Now coming to the rest of the specifications, under the hood this phone sports the same Snapdragon 845 processor seen on OnePlus 6 with Adreno 630 GPU, 6GB of RAM and 128GB of storage. It will be running Oxygen OS based on Android 9.0, that's Android Pie, so that's a pretty good thing. Now coming to the battery, it is a huge 3700 mAh battery with a very similar form factor, that's 8.2 mm in thickness, and it still weighs 185 grams. Just like the previous OnePlus 6, it comes with all the basic sensors including NFC and Bluetooth 5.0. So guys, this is the case that we get right out of the box, and it has a raised lip for the display and even for the camera module. So even if you place it directly on its face or back, it's not gonna scratch your display or the camera module, so that's a pretty good thing. But this case just offers you some additional grip and protects your phone or helps you with smudges. So if you are looking for some drop protection, get a good case from Autobox or UAG. Those are the 2 brands I really trust. So guys, now let me turn on the phone and set it up and see what we get right out of the box. A lot of permissions. So guys, I'm registering my face right now. Now it's done. Now I'm going to register my fingerprint. So here's the in-display fingerprint scanner, and every time I touch it I do get a nice haptic feedback, so that's a pretty good thing. And the way how it works is really interesting. It's just like your regular scanner that you can find on a printer. So every time you touch the screen, only this area gets illuminated and it will try to see your fingerprint and then scan it like your regular scanner. So that's how this technology works. Now these are the famous screen gestures we have been seeing way back from OnePlus 1. Now right at the setup page, we get to choose the screen calibration. You can go with default or sRGB or DCI-P3 or adaptive mode. I'll just go with default. By the way, we can also change it later from the display settings. Now let me just set it up. So guys, this is how the phone looks once we turn it on. Here's the water drop design. Let me just open something with a white background so you can clearly see the screen. So this is the screen with 91.5% screen to body ratio. Now for some reason on the OnePlus official website it says 86% screen to body ratio, but looking at the display it simply doesn't make any sense. So this is your default home screen, and you can swipe up for app drawer just like your Google launcher. Now you can swipe over here to check out the hidden applications, and on the left side we still have shelf, which simply adds widgets to it. Now this is the storage section. So out of that 128 GB of space, you get about 115 GB of free space for your user apps and user data, which is definitely more than sufficient for all your games and entertainment stuff. Now this is the about page, and this phone is running Oxygen OS version 9.0 based on Android version 9.0, that's Pie, with September security patch. So according to the latest news, we already got a new system update, so let's check for that. So here we go. Now once you turn on the phone, you get the new Oxygen OS 9.0.4 update, which brings camera improvements and system stability as usual. So I'll just post it on Twitter. You can check out for more information. Just in case you don't know, to update a phone, all that takes is just a simple reboot. As you can see, it is already installing the new update in the background, and once you restart the phone, you're running the new firmware. So guys, now the phone has been updated. Now this is the about page. As you can see from earlier, the about page has been completely redesigned. This phone is running Oxygen OS 9.0.4 based on Android version 9.0, still that's 9.0, and it has the latest November security patch. Before the update it was September, but we did get the latest update right now. Now this is the interface for the rear camera, and we have a button over here for digital zoom. This is just a quick way to zoom in and zoom out, and you can also swipe here to zoom in and zoom out. Now this is just digital zoom, not an optical zoom like with OnePlus 5. Now if you swipe to the left side, we have the video recording mode, and we can record video in 4K resolution, and that too at 60 FPS, which is pretty great. Now on the right side we have the portrait mode, and surprisingly I couldn't find the new studio lighting effects, which should be in the portrait mode. I'll let you know more about it in the camera review. Now this is the regular portrait mode, and unlike Samsung phones, we can't change the amount of blur effect, but we do get the option to change the background lighting effects. So if you go with this option, you just check out these bulbs. The shapes will change. Now they're all in the love shape, and finally they are stars. I just hope you can see them. So these are the sample pictures, and even after taking a picture you can probably change them. Now finally on the right side we have the night mode, which simply takes shots with longer exposure time and gets you better results. So this feature has been copied from Pixel phones, and you can get the same effect even by using the manual mode, but you can get the similar effect with automation. Now if you swipe up, we get additional modes for Pro mode, panorama, time-lapse and slow motion. Now this is the interface for the front-facing camera, and just from initial impressions I can say that the front camera on this phone is really impressive. On the left side we have the regular video mode, and on the right side we have the portrait shots. Now even for the front-facing camera it displays the night mode, but once we switch to that, it switches to the rear camera. So that might be a small bug. So guys, that was the camera interface. Now these are some sample pictures taken using the front and rear cameras. Now let's test the speaker loudness. So guys, this phone has a speaker over here, and as you have seen, it's easy to get muffled. Not a big issue, you can get used to it by simply changing your hand position.
What's up everyone, I'm Nikhil from GreedyTech, and in this video I'll be showing you all the best features of the Realme 2. Now I've already made a dedicated video on the tips and tricks section, and I have talked about many things which I won't be covering in this video.
So guys, speaker on this phone is super loud, probably not the loudest I've ever heard, but it's pretty loud for a mono speaker and sufficient for media consumption, ringtones and alarms. Now one of the most unique features of OnePlus phones is this alert slider, and you can simply swipe it up and down to change between different sound profiles. If you want to go completely silent, turn it all the way up, and if you want your phone to vibrate, go to the center, and if you want to have the regular ringing mode, go all the way to the bottom. And there you go. Now I've already registered my facial data and fingerprint, so let's test it out. So for that, this is the lock screen. I'm going to place my finger and it unlocks. Now this in-display fingerprint scanner is definitely faster than Vivo phones like Vivo Nex, Vivo V11 Pro and even the Vivo X21. So fingerprint scanner is definitely usable and it is pretty fast. But as you can see, once we turn off the phone, there is no way to know where the fingerprint scanner is. There is no always on display on this phone, but it does have ambient display. So once you touch it or wake it up, like when you raise it, you can see the ambient display and you can see where the fingerprint scanner is, and then try to unlock the phone. So let's give it a try. And it works. Now let's test face unlock. So now the phone is locked and it unlocks. It is exactly as fast as OnePlus 6 and it works even with my glasses on and off. So that's a pretty good thing. Now I have turned off all the lights and it still works and it is pretty fast, probably super fast. So guys, that was face unlock and the in-display fingerprint scanner, and I think you can use this phone even with the in-display fingerprint scanner as it is pretty fast, like your regular fingerprint scanner which was on the front. At least it feels that fast. Now just like with previous OnePlus phones, we can hide the notch just in case if you hate it. Just go to settings, select display settings. Now you have notch display then select this option. Now it simply doesn't stick out to your face that much. We also have pixel style navigation bar where we have just a back button and a home button. Swipe up for recent apps and click over here for split screen mode. And we have the regular iPhone X like gestures where you can swipe up to go home, swipe and hold for recent apps, and swipe from the right side or left side to go back. We also have the complete dark theme, and this is how it looks like. These are the toggles and everything is in black now. Now for some very quick initial impressions. This phone really looks and feels amazing. I still hate the back, not because it's bad. Yes, it looks pretty cool, but it's a bit hard to maintain. It's slippery, and as you can see, it's a fingerprint magnet. So I still don't like the back. I always use the case. Now coming to the display, yes, it comes with the new water drop design, but this isn't the first phone we have seen, and I've already seen many phones like the Realme 2 Pro, Vivo V11 Pro, and the Oppo F9 Pro, which all come with a similar water drop design. So personally, I wasn't all that excited about the display, but the in-display fingerprint scanner on this phone is really very fast. Like faster than Vivo Nex, Vivo V11 Pro for sure. So that was really surprising for me. And personally, the lack of an audio jack wasn't much of a deal because I've already moved on to the Bluetooth headsets. So on the whole, this is definitely an awesome phone. Probably still an awesome phone for the price. But recently we have been seeing many advertisements from Poco, Xiaomi, about Poco F1 being way cheaper than this phone with a bigger battery and an audio jack. But when compared to Poco F1 side by side, on Oneplus 60 you are definitely getting a much better display with overall smaller bezels all around, a premium build, and most importantly, the user experience or overall performance is definitely better than Poco F1. Like if you're talking about just benchmark numbers, it might be comparable, but when it comes to overall responsiveness or memory management, Oneplus 60 still wins. So if you're really tight on the budget, Poco F1 might really make sense to you, but if you can spend that extra money for a more premium look, AMOLED display, better cameras, and overall better performance, Oneplus 60 is still a better choice than Poco F1. Now before I conclude, these are the Antutu and Geekbench scores. So guys, this is the new Oneplus 60. What do you think about this phone, and what kind of videos would you like me to make about this phone? Do let me know by commenting below this video, and if you're planning to buy this phone, use the link in the description. It always helps the channel, and if you want us to make any specific video, tweet out to us with hashtag AskGreedyTech on Twitter, and I'll try to make it as soon as possible. I'm Nikhil from GreedyTech signing off. Have a nice day.